Hello, everyone. Welcome home to my freak show. Thank you dearly for your patience as I continue to mentally and physically recover from heavy metal poisoning. Your support and your kind comments make me feel very grateful to have this channel and you as a viewer and a friend. So thank you all very much. Now, let's move on to American Horror Story news. Queen Ryan Murphy released the poster for season 10 and for AHS Stories. So let's take a look at both of them and discuss a little bit of theories because, of course, what else would I do? Now, first up is the poster for season 10 of American Horror Story. We see a pale face, sort of like a vampire or an albino, with their mouth wide open, showing off pearly white sharp teeth, while a blue-gloved hand holds what I honestly first thought was an ink pen, but it's actually a tattooed pen. The words AHS with the numbers 10 seemingly tattooed onto the tongue. Now, this image, along with the ones that Ryan posted to Instagram in August earlier this year, is giving me total H.P. Lovecraft vibes, especially the short story titled Dagon. Now, if I remember correctly, because it has been since high school since I read Dagon, the story is about a man recalling a memory that he had as a U.S. officer in World War I. He escaped a German boat, found himself stranded on a slimy island of black mud and muck filled with death, old fish, and other kind of, crustaceans protruding from the black slime. Sadly, his boat is tangled in the black muck, so he can't leave, and he senses something sinister about the place. Now, on his second or third day stranded there, he starts walking and he finds a large statue on the island. A mollusk with hieroglyphics that he cannot read, but, there's many sea creatures carved into the statue, like octopuses and sharks and many different sea creatures, but there's also strange images like half men, half fish. And he suddenly realizes that the images must be portraying about the fish gods. Suddenly then, actually pretty terrifyingly when I first read it, this creature emerges from the ocean. It actually scares him to basically turn around and leave and find his boat and get off the island no matter what. But a massive storm hits the island, and the next thing that he knows, he wakes up in a hospital after being rescued by a U.S. ship and basically understands that no one is going to believe his story. Now, he does try to find out about the island, however, he ceases as soon as he starts. Now, there is a link in the description box to watch a short animation about the short horror story by H.P. Lovecraft. I guess I'd recommend the movie Dagon, but the horror short and the movie were drastically different. The movie honestly felt like it's something based on Rob Zombie's pubescent fantasies, where the horror short truly makes you feel uneasy, then terrified. But the whole short was about the sea god Dagon. Now, another movie that the American Horror Story Season 10 poster made me feel sus about was The Lighthouse. So, this movie, it's good. And I watched it alone at night when a massive thunderstorm raged over my head, thus making me feel like I was actually in the shoes of our main characters. The story does center around two men taking care of a lighthouse in New England late 19th century. It's a psychological thriller, and the storyline is too convoluted for me to explain in such a short, video such as this. But basically, some weird shit happens with these two guys, such as drinking, dancing, and fish love. Now, if you want a proper and thorough explanation, then please check out FoundFlix's explanation of the movie. There is a link to his video in the description because your girl watched that video. Because I was one of those people who watched The Lighthouse and said, the fuck did I just watch when the credits rolled, So once my boy FoundFlix explained it to me, I found the movie much more enjoyable to watch. Still pretty... I still liked it though. It was more enjoyable and it still felt a little, I could still embrace the horror elements of it. Now, long story short, too late on that one, Once I understood the lighthouse and the ambiguity behind the seagull and the other sea references, I realized that basically both of these movies, they basically kind of talk about Dagon, which is the fish god. And I understand that the lighthouse mostly focuses on the sea god, but I can't help but feel the imagery highly mirrors the new poster for season 10 of AHS. Now, in Dagon, not the lighthouse, all the creatures had sharp teeth that were formed into the shape of V's, which just so happens to be the front of the poster for AHS season 10. So I definitely predict that the season will feature a small seaside town where the townies worship a mythical sea god such as Dagon, doesn't have to be necessarily Dagon, with creatures living in the sea such as the ones from the poster. Something obviously is going to happen to piss off their god, and they will be left to suffer the wrath of the god that they worship. Now, I will get into more details of my predictions for this season in my yearly theory video. So don't forget, guys, I will be putting that out soon. And I do a best fan theory video. So if you would like to have your theory featured here on my channel and in my videos, please leave it in the comments, and I will do as many best fan theory videos as I can from the comments left in this video. Now, a lot of you, though, do know me personally, so you are very welcome to go on ahead and send me an email with your theory as well. Now, as y'all know, I do keep my content original, and I always give credit to y'all when a fan has a wonderful thought or theory. Now, speaking of credit, I want to thank you dearly to @DRK Skellington on Twitter and @Violets_Vinyls, @IndigoChild2020, and @Renice_Simmons on Insta for tagging me in those images once Ryan posted them. There were so many other wonderful fans and viewers who tagged me and sent me the image as well, and it's impossible to thank every single one of you. So just know that I definitely saw what you sent me, and I just want to thank all of you for feeding into my addiction into all things Ryan Murphy. Now, what is your prediction for American Horror Story Season 10? Let me know in the comments below. Is it me though, or does the pale complexion, the really red lipstick, and the white angry fucking teeth look a lot like me? I should seriously cosplay this for reals. And of course, I want to thank you so much to longtime patrons, such as R2, Gary Gerald, Mike Gedney, S. Mark S., Quace Najef Ali, Deep Thinker and Hogwarts Pupil, Miss Bellatrixa, Cami Sue Schultz, and as always, Debbie Ebiba Bebby. Now let's move on to American Horror Story's first poster. Guys, in this poster, I love it. We have Rubberman's hot side chick in this one. She's obviously wearing a slick black rubber suit because you can see how it's kind of bunched up. It's got the shine, and in her neck as well, it's kind of bunched up. So you can tell she's wearing a suit. Obviously, this could be a wetsuit, but it gives me total slick Rubberman side chick vibes. She has a pale white face like that of a porcelain doll. And what I really love about this image is that the delicate face has been broken and a large red spider with its webs is in the place of the actual smashed face. And there's a cute pink pale lipstick that's in the middle of her lips, and the color is dripping off her lips exactly like water. Now, Queen Ryan Murphy said, and I quote, "We are doing 16 one-hour standalone episodes, devolving into horror myths, legends, and lore. And many of these episodes will feature AHS stars that you know and love. More to follow," end quote. Now, right now, y'all, I do not have predictions for the episodes to be featured on American Horror Stories. But based on the Rubber Girl suit, I definitely speculate that the stories will intertwine, probably little though, with the characters and storylines from the main AHS anthology. And I do have to say, the whole thing though, it gives me goosebumps. Y'all's for real, I am super excited for season 10 of AHS and for AHS Stories. I just can't wait to start the theories, the predictions, the live streams, all of it. Our season of AHS has finally come, and I could not be happier. Yet, I do have to say, Am I the only one slightly worried that season 10 won't capture the magical essence of 1984? Because 1984 was my jam. I don't doubt the ability of the cast and crew of AHS, but let's face it, 1984 was unique and literally gave the high five to every previous season of AHS. See my video, the finale of 1984 featured every season, link in description. So 1984 was a badass to me. Was it as good as Hotel and Asylum, which are my top favorite seasons? I mean, I don't know. I slobber over anything that Ryan and Brad write together, even cease and desist letters asking me to stop stalking them from afar. Now, thank you all so much for watching this AHS update. You know, many people think that AHS is really shitty now and that the cast is overused like an old whore's vagina, but I'm not one of those people. When you come here, I mean, I'm going to criticize the show, naturally, the acting, all that, but I'm not going to, hate on the show. You know what I mean? I still think the season 6 twist was boring, killing the Antichrist with a Subaru was idiotic, and Murder House is literally the worst season of them all. But the show is really good. The acting for a television show is incredible. The gore is prime. The stories are solid, and bad characters, even the murderers and the rapists, are the most loved. I mean, let's be honest, who else wrote Mrs. James Patrick March in their journals at night when the moon was full and bright and nobody else was around to judge them? I kind of figured I was the only one. So what I'm basically saying is that American Horror Story is a fantastic show. It's always been a fantastic show, and it always will be an exceptional show. I mean, you obviously agree with me, otherwise you'd left this video a long time ago. And guys, a quick side note, I understand that COVID has been shitty. A lot of us have lost our jobs, our money, our mental health, our physical health. And I just want you guys to always know that you have support here at this channel. You are always loved and appreciated. Please never, never, never look to harm yourself. Please contact me or contact the National Suicide Hotline that is posted right here on this channel, and link is in the description. And just please know that you are loved by me and everybody, and suicide is never the way out. Stay safe and know that I love you. Don't forget, I don't have one square of fuck to spare if you like or dislike my videos or subscribe to my channel. But please drop your comments and theories below. Love to you all, and beware of sexy Scathitch lurking her sexy ass around your house. Bish should put that vajayjay in quarantine. Beware of sexy Scathitch.